Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Galactic Ambassadors podcast, and my name is Ursula O'Farrell, and today I am joined by Julia Balaz. She is the founder and creator of the Galactic Astrology Soul Reading Practitioners course. So we are so excited to announce that our classmate Karmen Mesko is now graduating as a fully certified practitioner. Congratulations, Karmen.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful and honored to be here with you ladies. Such a blessing for me.
Likewise.
We're so excited. Now, Karmen, we understand you're based currently in Switzerland and that you speak multiple languages. I can't even remember all the languages, so I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, share with us a little bit about your journey coming to the Galactic Astrology. But first, share with us all the languages that your background includes.
Yes, so I grew up actually bilingual because I was born in Germany. So Germany and Slovenian are both my, let's say, mother languages, and I speak them fluently, although maybe German I don't use so much lately. Then the third language that is really strong with me is now English, because I study everything in English. Also, I love, to immerse myself in books, in everything actually in English. And then I speak French because I'm living now in the French parts of Switzerland, which is, I must honestly admit, this is the most difficult language to learn, I would say. It's quite hard. So. And then the last one is actually Croatian, because I live on the border with, I lived before on the border to Croatia, and it is also very similar to Slovenian. So it's, the same language group, so we understand each other. So
Beautiful. And can I ask for the clarity in terms of your quantum soul guidance sessions? What languages are you comfortable to offer as your service to others?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with English, Slovenian, and German.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super well done. So impressive. Thank you.
Okay, Karmen. So we want to learn a little bit more about you. You're a medical doctor as a background. So tell us, how does a doctor find her way into galactic astrology?
Yeah, it's really interesting. And honestly, I love the journey that I took until now, although it wasn't always easy. Actually, the interest in medicine rose up because I was myself having a lot of medical issues, health issues. It started already in the teenage years, and then afterwards, after starting to study medicine, I actually developed more of the medical issues, especially a lot of burnouts and depression as well. So, and I realized that somehow I wanted to help myself through studying medicine, but the more I was diving into medicine, I was actually disconnecting from myself deeper and deeper and deeper. And later on, I realized that all of this was actually a call of my soul, because the more I felt disconnected from myself, the more medical issues I developed, the more I was being forced to see a deeper truth about myself. And yeah, although it wasn't easy, as I said, I'm very grateful for the path that my soul has laid out for me, because through that, I'm now actually able to combine this, let's say, the left brain part of knowledge related to Western medicine, but I was always fascinated also by the Eastern traditions. And the other thing related to medicine was because I felt a deep disconnection from myself, I also had many resurfacing memories coming up. And these resurfacing memories scared me sometimes, because it really wasn't so known and so accepted at that time, and I wasn't open to higher realms at that time as well. And I was also really trying to find solutions to all of that. So yeah.
Wow. I just love this idea that you took everything that was you were experiencing and you were trying to focus on how to navigate and then find a way through. But it was the information of your body that seemed to kind of course correct you. But the medical training, it sounds like, did not feed the soul. Would that be correct?
Yes, exactly. I mean, it was a really beautiful addition because my soul is always active and I love to learn. You know, this is one of the things I really love about being alive here, right? We have so much access to knowledge, but then there was always this information inside of my body, and this information was getting stronger and stronger. And I started to realize that there's a really powerful voice inside of me, the intuition, so the intuitive voice that wanted to be heard. And there was a period in my life, I was actually, I would say, deeply disconnected from myself. And honestly, I was starting to do some breath work. And in one of these breath work sessions, I was literally hit by light. You know, it was like a lightning strike. It came into my third eye, and it led, you know, it was really leading all the way down through my root chakra and into the earth, the core of the earth. And this was the first, I would say, the first intentional contact from my higher self to really shake me up and wake me up and just say, look, please start to look into the other direction and you will find a way out. So, yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for being so open about it. It's so important for us to get totally comfortable talking about those dark nights of the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious. I recall at some point when you joined our community, you participated in the womb healing session that I facilitated, and I believe the ancestral healing as well. And because I am wondering how much of breakthroughs or the clearing or lightness or clarity you felt when you started addressing your physical body's issues, when you address them also from ancestral perspective. Do you feel there was also a lot of programming and conditioning of trauma coming from previous generations?
Absolutely. I realized that actually all of us need to come to light, let's say, and to really feel the source. All of us need to heal, I would say, 3 layers of ourselves. One is the ancestral layer, which is actually encoded not only in the genetics that we hold in our bodies, but also in the programming we carry with us through the mind and through the upbringing. Then the other layer is our inner child. Also, you know, these first connections that we have with very significant others in our life that are holding the space for us to grow. And then the third part is definitely breaking through to the soul and then healing the soul. And once we do the healing of the soul and the past life karmic patterns that we carry with us, then we can really start to align to our higher self and start to bring in the gifts so that we can share the gifts with everybody else. Just touching them in any way possible. Doesn't matter what we do.
This is exceptional. So well said. And yes, that's the way. I've seen it over and over as well.
So, Karmen, I'm just putting myself in your shoes. Had I received and worked for a PhD in genetics and received, being a doctor, to make the shift then, because it wasn't feeding you on a soul level, to move into a deeper spiritual path, that is extraordinary. And it probably took a lot of courage, especially for your family and peers that are saying, what are you doing? You're on this path and you're doing that, what they call the left turn, you're completely off. So please, how was that to find that courage? Was that before or after you got that lightning strike of, from your higher self?
You're actually hitting a point really here. Yes, it takes a lot of courage to make the shift from, let's say, completely left brain oriented and not knowing about the other realities at all. Although I must say, I always knew that there's something more to reality. And also I had many memories already before. I just couldn't sort them anywhere, you know, cellular memories. Like I was wondering, why do I need to eat, you know, for example. And I was wondering why telepathy is not working, you know, something like that. And while I was being like completely left brain programmed, it really wasn't that much of an, how to say, I didn't have much of a choice, because my higher self and my soul was really wanting me to step into my power and see myself as I am, as this expanded being. So if I didn't listen to my inner guidance, I just wouldn't be there any longer, I would say, because it was so strong, and I just didn't want to. Probably there is also the sensitivity that I have, because I didn't want to feel, how to say, completely disconnected any longer, you know. I didn't want to have these pains in my body. I just didn't want to live like that any longer. I just said, you know what, there must be a better way of living. So this is really, as I said, it took a lot of courage, yes. But now, after all of these years of soul searching and reprogramming my mind and really just taking the left turn all the other way around, you know, yeah, I'm sitting here, right, and doing this podcast with you beautiful ladies and just sharing the word with everybody. And yeah, that's the best, you know, because I came to the point where I cannot deny myself any longer, which is, I think, the biggest for everybody. I wish that for everybody, really.
So Karmen, how did you find Julia then with this background?
Oh, that was a beautiful journey. I started to look into hypnosis, because I had soul memories resurfacing, and I wanted to sort them into, let's say, a logical frame, so that my mind could fit them into something, right? Although I didn't do hypnotic sessions with Dolores Cannon's technique, so quantum hypnosis healing technique, I did different hypnosis with some different hypnotic therapists. But in one of these sessions, a past life appeared that I saw myself having blue skin, right? And then I said to myself, okay, I don't know anybody in human form on earth that has blue skin. So what's going on? You know, I just really couldn't put it into any frame, you know. And then I started to search about beings with blue skin. And I really was searching. I came across Dolores Cannon, and then I also came across Julia's beautiful videos on YouTube. And I started to watch all of them, you know. I was really like, really listening, and just letting it nourish me, because it sounded so familiar. It sounded so real to me that I said, okay, now I need to know what's going on here. So, and after that time, this blue being, I realized is actually a parallel expression of myself in Sirius. So it's a Syrian being. I call her my blue priestess, because she's contacting me very often, and we are doing stuff together. So, yeah. And then I was just hooked, you know, I was just hooked with Julia's information and Julia's courses. And I just wanted to know everything. So, and here I am now sitting.
I'm so glad you listened to your guidance and followed the excitement and passion. My heart is massive right now, hearing your story. That's so wonderful. And I'm so grateful for you being part of our community. You've been active and participating and encouraging others as well to come together and brainstorm and learn and share each other's perspective. You bring so much light into the community, and I cannot wait for people to hear this podcast and feel your beautiful soul energy, and possibly book their reading with you and have an amazing transformational experience. Ursula, would you like to showcase Karmen's website?
Here's karmenmd.com/QSG for Quantum Soul Guidance. So karmenmd.com/QSG. Karmen, I just love the shooting stars. You just give us a sense for when you created this website, this portal for your, potential clients going forward. What was the genesis of this creation? Like, how did you come about putting in shooting stars? And
Yeah, I actually wanted to represent ourselves being in different forms. And these shooting stars are really like not just us being out there in the stars, but also reminding us, look into the stars, look into your solar memories that you hold in this body, because we can access all of our soul memories through our beautiful bodies. And that these stars, shooting stars, are really a memory that wants to hit us. Let's say like this lightning strike that I had into my third eye, just to remember that we are all from the stars, more or less, and we all have beautiful gifts to give to humanity. And just be ourselves and just remember our legacy.
I think I can just hang out on your homepage here and just watch the stars. And I'm reading what you wrote: meet your quantum self, uncover your soul's journey, and activate your multidimensional memories and talents. And it's really such an incredible, the umbrella for how you position your beautiful site. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. You've come to the right place, dear soul. So what we see here is an incredible mind, a mind that understands genetics and the body and the body's wisdom, especially when it's talking to you in a way you would prefer it wouldn't, as far as health challenges, but to take that and seemingly for higher wisdom. The potentials are unlimited. The only limits are your imagination and beliefs.
It thrills me that an MD is using this language. Like, it's just such a beautiful manifestation of the shift in the collective. And I just feel so much hope for the future of the humanity.
Yeah, definitely activating both hemispheres of the brain. So almost this one brain, left plus right, with no division. But your YouTube channel, Karmen, I'm going to give a shout out for that. Quantum Soul Mastery. I subscribed this morning after I listened to one of your amazing meditations. I can just leave that music on and hear the messages. And I just felt like this immediate, it's not of the mind. There's almost this resonant healing vibration, and perhaps that's tied to your Syrian priestess, who is the blue being, because music, sound healing, geometries, this is all in the galactic consciousness that you're helping bring forward, that we are so much more than this third dimensional reality that we think is beginning and the end.
So yes, exactly, because I was just wanting to tie in, I just wanted to bring some more of the, let's say, higher consciousness technologies for healing into humanity, let's say into not exactly into a medical frame of work, but more into a mental, emotional, soul-based frame of work. That's why I also started to really deeply involve myself in meditation. I'm meditating for now almost 20 years. So I really work hard with my mind programming. I really shifted a lot of my childhood programming. I healed my body, and it was all through imagery, which is not the same as visualization. So these are very different things. Then meditation, and especially deep state meditations, because not every meditation goes that deep, that you can access actually deeper layers of healing potential and bring them up into the cellular memory of the body, and actually start to reprogram the cells on a physical level. And then also other quantum-based techniques, like they don't seem to be quantum, but they really are, like breathing techniques, energy healing, really just channeling this healing energy and just dispersing it and just placing it into the parts, like Reiki, for example, like just placing them into the parts of the body that really needs coherence, balance, and a memory of divine order. And it really is all based in sacred geometry. And the vehicle of sacred geometry is just light, sound, vibration, and that's it.
Can I ask you, from a practical perspective, when we look at someone who is not prioritizing meditation and going within and using these, the quantum technology of energy work, because they are in a habit of living their everyday life and prioritizing other things that we do as humans, yet they know that they should be meditating. Can you tell me what shifted for you, when you started putting more value on dedicating your time to this practice? That's one part of the question. And second is, when do you find time? I believe you have 2 young children. Do you do your practices in the morning, at nighttime?
To go first to the first part of your question, actually, I realized that meditation, first of all, in the first line, gave me a peace of mind. And this peace of mind opened up a whole new level of awareness for me. And once I reached this whole new level of awareness, I started to actually be aware of my intuition and what is my intuition trying to show me, and to really open up to these beautiful unseen worlds that are existing out there. And once I reached this level that I could just switch into these streams of consciousness, I really loved the feeling, how it felt in the body, how it felt with the mind, and how it felt emotionally wise. So that this was actually convincing me that this is something that needs to be done, to be able to ground the central part of yourself into this body, the spark of the divine. The other part, actually, I have teenagers now already, so there's a little bit more time for meditation. I feel inspired when to do it. What I often do is just close my eyes and take a few deep breaths, and just for 5 minutes I switch everything off, also my mind, and just channel this energy into my body and just let it flow through me, this golden, beautiful energy, just nourishing me, just washing everything away, or just doing this. Let's say I have one of the meditations that is purifying in the river. So I just really imagine something, or I connect to my heart just with few breaths, and then just open it up, and the whole energy field just shifts around me. And just really these little moments throughout the day. I learned to do my meditations like a walking meditation, really walking my day in a state of being really connected to these other states of being. I try to do that as much as possible.
Amazing. And a great side effect is looking beautiful and growing younger and younger, as we can see.
Thank you.
So what's it?
But I'm in beautiful company as well. You both are also amazing. One sees that energy is flowing through you. So.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing with us your little bit of a journey of the past. And we saw your present with this incredible website and a YouTube channel. Now let's talk about the future. Is there something that you would like to, like when you think about the clients that would be coming towards you, that would be magnetized towards you, what type of client would you imagine embracing fully? When it comes to this idea of the diversity of all of the practitioners, everyone seems to have a little flavor for a special gift. Obviously, you've got this PhD in genetics and understand the body very well. But what kind of client would you say would you just be so delighted to embrace?
Honestly, I would be delighted about every client who is really, really wanting to know themselves deeply, open up to their soul and really wanting to know who they are and really standing in their power and just being themselves fully. And also embracing their talents and gifts, because everybody has these beautiful talents they can share with everybody, and through sharing these talents, they will be enriched themselves. So this would be the perfect client, let's say, if I can say that. But also I see that through my Syrian connection, I also emphasize quite a lot on the body, which means that I really try to bring ascension into the body. It's not about ascending out of the body, but really bringing the energies of ascension into the body and ascending the physicality of our bodies. And through this, transforming ourselves into this higher consciousness that we can shift with the bodies up into the next level. So this would be these two.
That's giving me so many chills. Just, Karmen, I hope on your YouTube channel you'll consider really giving this thought out into the world like an oracle. Come to me with your body's issues, with a heart that's open to want to expand and to know. I mean, your journey really parallels this idea of, do you have the courage to embrace what the soul is yearning for? And it could be these things that the mind can't even wrap its mind, we can't even fathom. But you even saying a parallel life with the Syrian priestess, that opens up doorways of conversation that will attract and magnetize perhaps a level of, let's just try it out and use our discernment to see if it works for you or not. So congratulations on making it through this incredible course with Julia on Galactic Astrology Soul Reading as a certified practitioner now. And our class is just growing. Is there a particular message that you might have for those behind you on the journey within this practitioner's course who may be feeling overwhelmed? I mean, there's a lot of material as far as how to embrace and hold such immensity of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I would really like to express my gratitude, immense gratitude to Julia to create this course, because it really is such a masterful piece of this intuitive guidance. And also, on the other hand, there's massive information that is being laid out in such beautiful, simplified ways that even though it is a lot, it is so nicely presented that just one can grasp it and just download it. Really, it's like a technology for downloading this knowledge into your mind and your body. And also, Ursula, I would also like to say your educational videos inside of the community are beautiful. I love them so much. So really, thank you both really so much. What I would like to say to my fellow students and practitioners is actually just enjoy the process. I know sometimes it can be really hard. I must admit I had quite a few dark nights of the soul during this certification course, because I needed to shed a few of the layers that didn't serve me. And I would say that overwhelmment is just a symptom of our minds refusing us to change. Our minds don't want us to change. So the ego is kicking in and just starting to overwhelm us with everything, and it's not possible to end it and all of the stuff. And I just wanted to say, I came in like a complete newbie to astrology. I mean, yes, I knew about astrology. They were really basics, complete basics, and I didn't even resonate that much because I was obviously listening to the wrong astrologers, right? But now I started to listen to Julia, and everything just made so much sense to me, and everything just fit in. And I started to understand this quantum technology, and really everything just fell into place for me, that I started to also use my intuitive gifts in combination to that. And it didn't come overnight, yes. And just really, I would love everybody to encourage, just keep going, because if you are in this course, you are meant to bring this to the people. And maybe there are just a few layers that you need to shed and just, start to shine fully through this information.
Thank you so much for these beautiful words for both of us. My deep, deep prayer here is that if a viewer that is maybe walking through depression right now, a stage of their life that feels very overwhelming and difficult, or having aches and pains in their body, I really hope that this will reach people like that and give them massive dose of hope and inspiration. I mean, look at what flourished from your process. So perhaps the question needs to be at that point, I'm ready to unwrap the gift of this depression or this pain, this aches, whatever this is telling me, I'm ready to unwrap the gift of this and let me walk that path. I mean, so inspiring. I'm deeply touched by your story today. Thank you so much for sharing your light, your love. And I'm really excited about what's ahead of you and everyone that will come to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll just echo what Julia said. Thank you. Thank you. I feel inspired and in some ways activated by your sharing, Karmen, because, when you go back to this idea of the class that Julia has created, it's a living being. So it continues to be added to. And so anyone listening, first check out galacticastrology.com and you can get your own free calculator of your birth chart. So if you want to understand what constellations, who's your star family, without even knowing the depth, you can get a free calculated report at galacticastrology.com. And I think going back to Karmen with our classmates, it's a deep dive into grace. And if you had the courage to say, yes, I want to try it. I may never be a practitioner, but I want to see if I can heal myself and my family and friends. That's okay. Start there. But the courage to say, all right, now I'm ready to go into the world as a certified practitioner and begin to offer this as a gift. And then there's a certain way that Julia holds our class where it's not just the mind that she has us engage. There is these other layers of our beingness, offering us ancestral womb healings if we choose it or not, how to set up a small business or not. So it's beyond the mind. It really is this, if you feel inclined toward it, why don't you just consider this as the deep end of a beautiful pool where there's family to meet? And that's the beautiful part, the networking that happens in our Facebook group. It's very private, but to meet people from around the world has been one of the best blessings for me. I love all the various languages. And when you see how global our family of practitioners has become, it just opens my heart, because there's room at the table, if you're listening, for you, if you choose it. We have a place set for you. When you're ready, it's there. So thank you, Julia. Thank you, Karmen. It's such a delight to be able to offer these Galactic Astrology podcasts to celebrate our certified practitioners. Now, Karmen Mesko has been added to the list, and here she comes. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you next time for the next delicious gathering. Take care, everybody.
Much love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.